everyone. Good evening. It is 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central Time, and here I am in Wisconsin, doing my live stream. I skipped doing a live stream yesterday, as some of you may have noticed, and there are lots of things I want to talk about. Any day that I skip doing a live stream, it seems like the issues pile up. There are things to talk about every single day. And so if I skip doing live stream on any day, then it feels like the next day there are many things I need to discuss. And I hope you all are doing well wherever you are. And as you join this live stream, please write something in the comment section, like my friend Terry, who just gave me a thumbs up. So if you are joining, give me a thumbs up, write something in the comment section in the chat window so that I know who's here. And if you are new to my live stream, please write the city and the state that you're joining from. I have something very important to discuss today. I will be talking about the RNC and Donald Trump. I will be talking about Nikki Haley. But before that, the main topic of today's discussion is something that's going on here in my home state of Wisconsin. So at the start of any live stream, I like to wait for a minute or two as more people join. So that's what I'm doing right now. So as you are joining, please stay connected with me. There are things I need to discuss. And my friends, that I talk about different issues going on in different parts of the country. I talk about New York, Chicago, Denver, California, and many other places. But today I'm going to be talking about my own city, Wisconsin. Okay. All right. So I see more people have joined. I'm going to go ahead and go into the discussion. We are past 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So let me start. And my friends, it's a serious discussion today. And I'm going to be talking about my own city, the city that I live in Madison, Wisconsin. A beautiful city in the American Midwest. But there's a crisis in this city. There's a crisis that Madison is facing. And that's what I'm going to be discussing. Teresa is waving at me. Teresa, thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. My friends, as many of you already know, I live in Madison, Wisconsin. And the city of Madison is facing a budget deficit. Do you know the dollar figure of that budget deficit? Can you make a guess? It's $27 million. That is a huge budget deficit for the city of Madison. The city of Madison in the state of Wisconsin. That's the city that I live in. It's a populated city. And it's the capital of the state of Wisconsin. Madison is housed in the county of Dane, which is in southern Wisconsin. And my friends, this is a shocking news. Maya Sisters is giving me the waving at me. So thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. This is a shocking news. And as I mentioned just a minute ago, I talk about a variety of problems in other cities and states across the country. But now there's a crisis in my home city of Madison. How did Madison, Wisconsin get to this point that the city is now facing a $27 million budget deficit? By the way, if you're wondering where I'm sitting, I'm in my car. I'm live streaming from my car. $27 million budget deficit. And so the elected officials, the local elected officials in Madison, Wisconsin, they must find an answer to this question. How did we get to this point that the city is now looking at a $27 million budget deficit? The public has a right to know the answer. And I am part of the public. I live in Madison, Wisconsin. This is where I live. This is where my address is. And so, as a resident of Madison, Wisconsin, and I've lived in this city for many years, I have a right to know the answer. How did this city, and it's the capital of Wisconsin, how did Madison, Wisconsin get to this point that we're now looking at a $27 million budget deficit? And so if this is happening in Madison, there are many other cities. I'm pretty sure there are many other cities across the country that are also facing financial challenges. Now the question is, how did we get to this point? My friends, guess what? It's already being mentioned that there may be a tax increase. So once you get a bad news, the news of a deficit, it's followed by more bad news, a series of bad news. Maya Sisters writes, I live in Middleton. Property taxes are high in Dane County. I'm actively looking to purchase a home outside Madison. A lot of people do that. You know, a lot of people work in Madison, but they live in communities that are 20 miles, 30 miles away. But there's also a housing crisis, even in smaller communities that are, you know, maybe a dozen, 2 dozen miles away from Madison. It's hard to find a house. So overall, the situation is not, I mean, the economy is not good. And so no matter where you are, there are challenges. And so tax increase, it's already being mentioned. People can't keep up with the expenses, and now there are possible tax increases on the horizon. And it's also being mentioned that there may be service cuts. As I said, a chain reaction of bad news, one after another. Can you imagine that? Tax increase and service cuts. People already have so much challenges in their lives, including financial challenges. And now there may be tax increase and service cuts in the city of Madison, in the state of Wisconsin. And that's going to severely impact people's budgets. People cannot keep up with the expenses. There's inflation. Energy prices high. Grocery items are more expensive. And now there may be tax increase and service cuts. People are working 2 or 3 jobs to earn the money that they need to meet all the expenses in their household. And now on top of that, there may be tax increase and service cuts in the city of Madison. Taxes are already high in Madison. As Maya Sisters wrote, property taxes are high in Dane County. More than once in previous years, I have written about the wheel tax in Madison. I wrote a letter to the editor complaining about the wheel tax in the city of Madison. And not just in the city, but also in the county of Dane. There's a city of Madison wheel tax, and then there's a county, Dane County wheel tax, and those taxes increase the total fee for vehicle license plate renewal to over $150 per vehicle. More than $150 per vehicle. That's what I pay for license plate renewal. And a significant part of that is the Dane County wheel tax and the city of Madison wheel tax. And that's from my own experience. And now the city may increase tax. Now, how is that going to affect the hardworking people of Madison? And it's being reported that various fees may be increased. As Terry just wrote, maybe a minute ago, Terry wrote, you're also getting the fee increase. Yeah. It's being reported that various fees may be increased, including vehicle registration fees. And libraries and parks may also be affected. The more the fees for various services, the more the fees are increased. in the city for various services, the more difficult it becomes for the Madison residents to afford the services. And that's not all. Property tax may be increased too. As Maya's sisters mentioned, property taxes are high in Dane County. And there may be further increase in property taxes. Now, can you imagine that? What's going to happen? Hardworking Americans are already struggling to make mortgage payments in this economy. And young professionals, they are probably the hardest hit. Young professionals cannot afford to buy a home because of high interest rates. And now it seems that property tax may be increased also here in Madison, Wisconsin. And here's another shocking thing I learned from the reports. Now, before I proceed, let me tell you, I'm talking about Madison, Wisconsin, but it's not the only city that's facing problems. I'm sure there are many other cities in America that are facing similar problems. And so you may be living in a different state and you're listening to this live stream and you may be wondering, well, how does that affect me? No, it may affect you. These problems that I'm hearing about in Madison, similar problems may very well be present. You may be facing similar problems in your city. Whether you live in the East Coast, West Coast, in any of the southern states, wherever, some other state in the Midwest. And that's why it's important to talk about these issues. Because an issue that one city faces may be the same issue that people in other cities are facing. So here's another shocking thing I learned from the reports, the news reports that I saw. There may be mass layoffs in Madison. And this is the absolute worst part. Layoffs. People losing their jobs. Reportedly, the city may have to do a mass layoff of about 270 positions in Madison. 270 positions. Think about how severely that would impact the lives of those who may get the layoff notices because of this $27 million budget deficit. As I look at the options that the city may choose from to address this $27 million budget deficit, not a single option is good. This entire situation is very painful. Americans have been suffering because of economic problems, and now the problems seem to be getting worse in Madison and in many other places across the country. There are homeless people in Madison. There are people who don't have a home. And there are many seniors in Madison who don't get enough food. There are many children in Madison who are living in poverty, and they need a variety of services to help improve their quality of life. There are many people who are facing grave financial challenges and they're suffering every single day. And when you have financial problems, the stress that it can cause, that's the worst part. And you can't see stress. That's something you cannot see. You can look at a person's face, but you cannot see the stress that the person is going through. And Americans are going through tremendous stress. And here in Madison, the Madison residents are going through tremendous stress. And if property taxes increase, if fees increase, if there are mass layoffs, if services are cut, all those will cause more stress for the people of Madison. This just tells you that each and every community in this country may be impacted by what's happening nationwide. The economy is not good. The liberal politicians will try to tell you that the economy is doing good. No, it's not. No, it's not. The economy is not good at all. Gas prices here in Madison, gas prices have been creeping up again. I paid more than $3 per gallon today in Madison, Wisconsin. Gas prices have been going up. Gas price went up as high as $5 per gallon and then went down, but it did not go as far down as it was in, let's say, 2019. And it stayed high at a level. It was still painful, and now it's going up again. So I wanted to share with you what's going on in Madison. And whatever happens in Madison will affect many people, including myself, because I live in this city. If fees go up, well, that'll affect my budget. If there are service cuts, it will affect me. If, for example, I don't know what kind of service cuts there may be, but let's say that they reduce the library hours in Madison. Well, I check out books from the Madison Public Library. So if the service hours are reduced at the library, I'm just using that as an example. I don't know if the library hours will be reduced or not. But if that happens, that will affect me because I use the local library. I check out books. I drive a vehicle in Madison. So if they increase the wheel tax, that's going to affect me. That's going to affect my wallet. I'll have to pay more. So I wanted to share with you, obviously I talk about Chicago, but I don't live in Chicago. I do visit Chicago. I drive to Chicago because it's roughly, 3 hours or so by car from Madison, where I live. And I talk about New York. I have been to New York in the past. I haven't been to New York in many years, but I've been to New York. I've been to California. I talk about California. But this is Madison. This is where I live. So what's happening here will directly impact me. And I wanted to use this channel to share what's happening in my city. And so you need to pay attention to what's happening in your city, no matter which part of the country you are in. Pay attention. Is your city facing a budget deficit? Call your elected officials and ask them whether your city is facing a budget deficit. And if it's facing a budget deficit, what steps will the local officials take to address that deficit? Will there be service cuts? Will there be fee increases? I'm trying to raise awareness. What I'm trying to tell you is that the country as a whole is facing financial challenges, and that's gonna affect many communities across the country. So you need to find out, you as an American, you need to find out what's happening in your community, wherever you live. New Mexico, Arizona, Mississippi, Alabama, California, Washington State, New York, Illinois, Delaware, Massachusetts, Maryland, Illinois, Minnesota, wherever you live, whatever city you live in, whatever town, whatever village you live in. Ask your local officials what the budget looks like. Let me look at the chat window here for a second. So Maya Sisters writes, not only gas, car insurance, health insurance premiums, home insurance, utilities, everything's been going up. Car insurance, absolutely. There are reports that car insurance rates, the premiums are going up. Health insurance premiums have gone up. Many things, utilities, everything's becoming more and more expensive. Let me look at some other comments here in the chat window. Yeah, this is great. This is crazy. There's a viewer whose name is Focus and Keep It on the Policies. Writes, this is crazy. This is crazy. It seems crazy. I mean, go back to 2018. Go back to 2019. The economy was doing well. Here in my city, there were businesses that were opening up, and people were going out and, buying things, from different shops. They were out shopping. They were going out to eat at restaurants with friends. They were going out to buy coffee. People felt good. They had money to spend. And now it seems like everything's like shrinking. People are stressed because they see what's happening. They see what's happening in other communities. They see what's happening in sanctuary cities where the politicians are busy spending tax dollars on the migrants. And even in cities that are not sanctuary cities, there are other challenges, other financial problems. And so the way to sum it up would be to say what the viewer wrote. This is crazy. In a few years, we went from feeling great about the economy to feeling nervous. People are nervous. People don't know what's going to happen in the future. Will there be more inflation? Will prices go up even further? Will car insurance rates go up even further? Will home insurance rates go up even further? Will healthcare costs increase? People are stressed. Maya Sisters writes, Tassif, have you noticed more retailers or small businesses closing down? Well, I don't know the statistics, but from my observation, I know that there are businesses, small businesses, that are struggling to stay open. There are small businesses that are struggling to stay open. And any small business that shuts down, it's sad. It shouldn't be happening. In our country, we should have an environment in which small businesses and hardworking Americans, entrepreneurs, they should be able to work hard and thrive. If they have a good product to sell, they should be able to sell it. They should be able to earn a profit, earn a nice living, employ people, and that's how we succeed as an economy. But more and more small businesses, it seems to me, from my observation, are feeling nervous about this economy. They don't know if they should keep their business open, if next year is going to be better, if this summer is going to be better, or should they shut down? Let me look at the live chat window. Terry writes they'll take the extra money out of their reserve fund. Where's the reserve fund, Terry? Do cities have reserve? I don't know. A viewer writes gas prices could hit $4 by summer, report says. The way the gas prices are increasing again, it just makes me nervous. Gas prices are going up again. Is it going to go up to $5? Are people going to stop driving vehicles? Somebody mentioned shrinkflation. Yeah, that's another problem, shrinkflation. There are many products that you may see that the sticker price has not changed, but the quantity, for example, a cereal box, maybe a box costs you $5, and you go to the market, you see the box is still $5, but now you've got less quantity in the box. That's what's referred to as shrinkflation. Let me look at the live chat window here. Terry writes, Mad City property taxes will be up. So Terry is referring to Madison City. Yeah, this is scary situation financially here in Madison. And I have been talking about getting rid of the wheel tax here in Madison, not just in Madison, in Dane County. I think the city of Madison should get rid of the wheel tax, should get rid of the Dane County should get rid of the wheel tax, make it more affordable for people to renew their license plates and to drive vehicles. And that did not happen. And now there's a possibility that the wheel tax may go up, right? Okay, my friends, I'm going to move on to the next topic here, but if you have questions, please write the question in the live chat window. If you have comments, please keep sharing. The more engagement there is in the live chat window, the better, because we all need to share our viewpoints, and we all need to learn from each other, and we all need to discuss. Although I'm the only one speaking, but I'm paying attention to the live chat window. I may not be able to read each and every comment or answer each and every question, but these comments and questions do stay on my channel. And when somebody afterwards comes and watches the replay of this live stream, they can see those comments. And I'm just trying to raise awareness, because as Americans, we have the First Amendment right to free speech. So we need to keep talking about these problems so that people are aware of what's going on in different parts of the country. Okay, so the next topic I want to talk about is um, uh, RNC. So I've talked about it before, that Ronna McDaniel is reportedly going to step down from her position as the chairwoman of the Republican National Committee. And it seems that Donald Trump has made an endorsement regarding who he wants to see as the next RNC chair. It's an individual by the name of Michael Whatley. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing the last name properly. I think it's Whatley, but this is a person who is the North Carolina GOP chair. That's what I saw in the news reports. And so Trump has endorsed him as the RNC chair, for the position of the RNC chair, and also endorsed Lara Trump as co-chair. And this is going to be very interesting. And I just saw the news report right before I started doing this live stream, so I have not been able to read the details, which I will do after I end this live stream, and after I get home and I'm back on my desk, so I can go through all the details. But the national convention, the Republican National Convention, is coming up, and it's a very significant change that's happening in the party's leadership. In an election year, just a couple months before the convention, the national convention, a change in the position of the Republican National Committee chair. That's a significant change. And so we just have to wait and see what happens going forward. Also, I saw a video of Nikki Haley asking for people's votes for the let me just tell you, I try my expressions during the live stream are genuine, okay? So whenever I raise my voice and get excited, that's a genuine expression of the frustration, of the worry that I have because of the economic problems. And when I smile, that's also a genuine expression that you see on video. When I laugh, that's a genuine expression. And I try to be very authentic, very genuine in the way I present myself to you. And you can see I'm not in a studio. I don't have a script. Sometimes when I'm talking about various data, numbers, statistics, this and that, I do keep some notes in front of me so that I can present the information accurately. But other than that, it's really not scripted. I just turn on the camera and I talk to you in a very genuine manner. Okay, so so for the last few live streams, whenever I talk about Nikki Haley, I end up laughing because I just can't help. I mean, she's still in the race, and there's no way that she's going to be the GOP nominee. I don't see a way. And that's from my observation as somebody who is deeply involved in politics here in Wisconsin. And my friend Terry, who knows me personally, my friend Terry, who is on this live stream, and she has written several comments in the live chat window today, and she joins most of my live stream. My friend Terry knows me personally in real life, and she knows how involved I am in Wisconsin politics. And there are, if you want to know more, about me, you can always visit my website, okay, tosifanam.net. If you want to read my bio, if you want to read about my history, what I do, you can go to my website, tosifanam.net, and you can read about my life, my background, okay? I'm not going to elaborate on that during a live stream. But I'm very, very involved in politics here in Wisconsin. And so I'm an informed individual. Now, it's not possible for me to know everything. It's not possible for anyone to know everything. But I pay attention to what's going on. I understand logic. I understand the nature of politics. And I know that politics, things in politics are unpredictable. But given the information that we have right now, given the logic, given the prevailing sentiment among Republicans in Wisconsin and in other places across the country, given the history so far of the caucus and the primary that we have seen so far, Iowa caucus and New Hampshire and Nevada, I don't see a way for Nikki Haley to get the GOP nomination unless something unpredictable happens, unless people start deciding that they're going to keep voting for Nikki Haley and supporting Nikki Haley for the remainder of the caucuses and the primaries going forward. Donald Trump is the clear frontrunner. He has tremendous support, and he is going to be the GOP nominee. But Nikki Haley, I saw a video of her asking for support, asking for votes from South Carolina voters. If I'm not mistaken, early voting in the GOP primary, maybe it has already started in South Carolina. I don't know. You can go look it up on the website. But, this month, February, is important. We're going to know the results of the South Carolina GOP primary. You can go check out the early voting dates and stuff. I don't live in South Carolina, so I don't know all the dates. You can go read the details on the website. But what I do know is that Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, U.S. senators from South Carolina, both endorsed Donald Trump. And Nikki Haley, she's free to do what she wants to do. She has every right to ask for votes. She has every right to continue campaigning. But as I said, time is valuable. If you are running in a race and you have no chance of winning, there's just no pathway to victory, then it's best to suspend the presidential campaign and to go spend time on other productive activities. As I said before, Nikki Haley, she was the governor, she was the U.S. ambassador to the UN, she has lots of experience, she has name recognition, she has a great reputation, she's a prominent political figure, and there are so many great things that she can do. She can run for president in the future. But 2024, I don't see how Nikki Haley is going to get the GOP nomination. And she's asking South Carolina voters for their support. Well, let's just wait and see the results of the South Carolina GOP primary. That's what I'm going to do, okay? That's what I'm going to do. That's what many people are doing. They're waiting to see the results of the South Carolina primary. And my prediction is that Donald Trump is going to win in South Carolina. Terry writes, let Haley run. Tosif needs a good laugh. Well, yeah, I think we all need a little bit of laughter in our life, especially given all the stress, all the economic problems, all the military conflicts we see overseas, all the budget issues and the national debt and this and that, the border crisis. These problems, we cannot run from reality. There is no escape. We live in America. International issues affect us. National issues affect us. The border crisis affects us. And no matter which part of the country we are in, there are some problems that affect all of us. Now, the degree may vary. The problems may affect some people more than others. But we're all affected by the things that are happening in the world and in the country. So we have to face those problems. But yes, Terry, you're right. We sometimes need a reason to smile, a reason to laugh. And as I said before, when I talk about Nikki Haley and her presidential campaign, my laughter is, I don't mean any disrespect. As I keep saying over and over again, Nikki Haley can be a great presidential candidate in the future. But 2024 is not her year. It's just, there's no, practical way for her to get the GOP nomination. And so my recommendation would be for Nikki Haley to drop out of the race, endorse Trump, and run for president again in the future. I'm guessing that Ron DeSantis may run again in the future. Vivek Ramaswamy may run again in the future. So Nikki Haley may also run again in the future. She can do that. That's an option. Let me look at the chat window here. Okay, so Terry writes, I watch as many Trump rallies as I can just to see the crowds. The crowds at the Trump rallies, I mean, it's not just the crowd that's there in front of Trump. There's usually overflow crowd. When there's a Trump rally here in Wisconsin, it's not just the people who are there, watching the rally. There are other people who maybe can't get to the rally because it's full. And so there are bars, there are restaurants, there are other gatherings that take place where people get together. They sit in front of a giant TV and they enjoy the rally. They have snacks, they have drinks, and they watch rally. So when Trump has a rally, it's not just the people who are there who are able to get in and be viewers in the rally. There are, usually there are so many other places where people get together, conservatives, and they all get together in one room or in one bar or whatever, and they watch the rally together on screen. It's like an occasion. It's a celebration when Trump has rallies. So, tremendous support for Trump in Wisconsin, and I think the support is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger every single day. And as I mentioned, these problems that I talked about, the budget deficit in Madison, Wisconsin, as more and more people see these problems, what's going to happen? They're going to be supporting Trump. Because when Trump was in office, the economy was doing well. And there was prosperity. There were problems. There are always challenges. I mean, life is never perfect. An economy can never be perfect. But when we look at history, we can judge the different presidents and how they governed, and we can study the state of the economy when different presidents were in office. And when Trump was in office, the economy was doing great. It was on the right track. Trump was fixing problems. Trump was coming up with solutions. And his administration faced many roadblocks. But his administration worked very hard. Trump worked very hard to solve problems, to make America great again. And so, people miss those days. And now when this budget problem affects Madison, Wisconsin, a lot of Madison residents, they're going to decide to support Trump. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. There are many independent voters. Sometimes they vote Democrat, sometimes they vote Republican. They don't stick to a certain party line. And so a lot of those independent voters, I'm guessing, will see the state of the economy, will see the border crisis, will see how economic problems are affecting different communities, including Madison. And many of those independent voters, they are going to decide, you know what? It's time for Trump to be back in the White House. So they're going to vote for Trump. That's my guess. So Terry is writing, Dane County people move to Greene County. Well, so for anyone who's not a Wisconsinite watching this live stream, Greene County is a beautiful county just south of Dane County. And Terry is saying Dane County people move to Greene County. If you are not from Wisconsin, but if you visit Wisconsin, make sure you visit Greene County. Greene County is a beautiful county. Beautiful, beautiful county. There's many things to do and see there. Go to New Glarus, go to Monroe, check out those communities. Terry, do you have other recommendations? Terry writes better cheese. Greene County has excellent cheese. So if you love cheese, if you love dairy products, go to Greene County. Greene County is amazing. And the people of Greene County are just very friendly, wonderful people. And so Terry is recommending Greene County. So check out Greene County if you're visiting Wisconsin. And of course, if you want more recommendations, I can give you a list. There are so many wonderful, beautiful places in Wisconsin. So many places to visit. Northern Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, by the Lake Michigan, by Mississippi River, just central Wisconsin. It's a beautiful state and excellent communities. Some great urban areas, wonderful rural communities if you want to check out the farms. Just so many things to do and see here in Wisconsin. My friends, I have crossed the 41-minute mark. I see there are still people here connected with me. They are here on this live stream. What else do you want to discuss? My friends, please use the live chat window. If you have not written a comment yet, please write a comment. I'm not ending this live stream yet. I'm going to wait for a couple minutes to see what else people want to discuss. And I see more people are joining. As some people leave, there are more who join. I decided on the 8 p.m. Live stream time today because I have some things I need to do when I get home. So I'll be busy at 10 p.m., 9:30 p.m. I'm going to try to end this live stream, maybe around 9 o'clock. But it all depends on how many people stay connected with me. Terry writes just 2 to 3 hours from Chicago. Yes, Greene County is just 2 to 3 hours from Chicago. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful place. So please write the state that you're joining from, and we can continue this conversation if needed. You know what's amazing? I'm sitting in my car and I look at the dash. It says 35 degrees Fahrenheit. 35 degrees Fahrenheit at 8:43 p.m. on a Monday night in the winter. It's pretty amazing temperature for Wisconsin. This winter, I know we have had an Arctic blast and we have had some extremely foggy days. But overall, this winter has been not as cold. We have had some severely, extremely freezing days, freezing temperature. But overall, this winter's been pretty nice so far. I think next week's going to be a little bit more cold. I see Susan Parker joining from North Carolina. Hi, Susan. Thank you for joining. I know Susan writes comments on various videos that I publish. And so, Susan, it's great to see that you've joined from North Carolina. And I don't know if Susan just joined now or if Susan has been, connected with me on this live stream for the past 45 minutes. But Susan, if you missed what I was saying, let me tell you that Donald Trump has endorsed the North Carolina GOP chair for the position of the Republican National Committee chair. So Susan from North Carolina, that's an update for you that might be of interest because you are from North Carolina. Susan writes, hi, hope you're doing well. Susan, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm trying to be fine. I mean, just I'm worried about the economy. I think we all are, Susan. But every day is a blessing. We have to be grateful for what we have. We have to be grateful to God every single day for the food on the table, for the roof over our head, and for the things, for the love and friendship that we have in our lives. So, Susan, I am doing well, but as you know, when I see problems in the community, when I see problems around me, in my neighborhood, in my city, in my state, and around the country, I like to discuss those issues. And the way I do that is through my writings. I write lots of letter to editors and op-eds that get published. I have more than 100 publications uh, since 2019. You can go to tasifanam.net and check out that list. And I also talk about the issues in my live stream, and I appreciate each and every single person who supports my channel, who joins my live stream, and who watches my videos, who shares my videos with friends and family members and neighbors. And it's been wonderful to see my channel grow. I've seen how my channel has grown over the last few months. I am now at more than 1,060 subscribers, and you can help me grow my channel by telling your friends, your family members, and your neighbors about my channel. Share with them a link to my channel. Help me get more subscribers. Help me spread my message. Help me spread my words. Help me create a bigger community so that we can all learn from each other. Susan Parker writes, I feel blessed to wake up every day. Susan, absolutely. Every day is a blessing. Every day we wake up, we have to be grateful to God for God's endless blessings, grace, and it's just wonderful. We have to be grateful. Gratitude is important in life. We have to be humble. We have to be grateful. We have to love the people. Maya Sisters writes, the economy is about to turn bad. The way we can turn this economy around, the way we can turn this economy in a better direction is by electing a Republican president, by electing Donald Trump. If Donald Trump gets elected to office, I am very, very confident from day one he's going to be working very hard to make sure that we start heading in the right direction. And so, my friends, it's 2024 November is extremely, extremely important. And so, we just have to, wait and see what happens this election cycle. There are still several months left between now and November 2024. So pay attention. Let's stay informed. Susan writes, I've been feeling bad for the past few days, so I'm sorry that I've missed some of your videos. Susan, sorry to hear that you're feeling bad for the past few days. I hope you start feeling better soon. Whatever it is that's making you feel bad, I hope you can address that issue. And I wish you happiness and good health. Don't feel bad about missing my videos. You can just watch my videos whenever you have time, whenever you're feeling okay. So yeah, I hope you feel healthy and happy. Maya Sisters write, good night all. Susan, hope you feel better. So my friends, I think I'm at the 49-minute mark now. I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you to everyone who joined. Thank you to everyone who joined this live stream and everyone who continues to watch my videos. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. It's almost 50 minutes now. I'll end the live stream now. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll be back again with more information, more updates, more commentary, more thoughts, more opinions. And I hope that you can tune in for my next live stream. Thank you so much, my friends. Have a wonderful night. I'll be back again soon.